My idea is I'm going to do a short film about expectations versus reality. We're going to have a sort of a similar scenario going on, but it plays out differently in both ways. So like one instance, maybe this guy would go up to a girl and say, "Ah, I want to go out with you," and in one scenario she'll say yes. He's happy. They go on a date. All that goes out well. Second time he's no, and it goes down a dark route with him being bad and all that.
Okay, what's the point?
Point is, it's really to show the harsh reality of what how different your expectations you think can go compared to what actually could happen.
I like it as an idea. I think it's quite ambitious.
Thank
so
you.
it's just it's quite ambitious because you want to get that message across. So I think what we'll try and do is almost keeping the rest a little bit simple from a maybe style. We'll have that conversation later on. But yeah, comments.
Do you have any ideas of how you're gonna portray that? Like, are you gonna use color? Are you gonna use environment to like?
I have done some research already on colour theory, how different colours can represent different emotions. And I thought for one, use a bit more warmer colours to show more happiness, and on the other, use more like darker shades to like sort of represent more sad, actual reality sort of colours.
Have you thought of for example, there are pieces of media out there, I can't remember any on the top of my head, but there are ones where, for example, there's the one who's having like a good day compared to the person having a bad day. Like, they'll show the world in their perspective, so the person having a bad day will be more gloomy, grey, and then the person having a good day, everything will be not grey, and it will be a lot more colourful, maybe more saturated, etc. Stuff like that. Like, you could do their point of view specifically, something like that.
Yeah, I think it'd be good to find, and you may already have them, find some examples of, it doesn't, not necessarily the same story.
Same idea.
Keeping you up. But stylistically, I was going to look, so it's like, look, I found this piece. Have you found any work that...
I found I actually got this inspiration by seeing, funny, the reason this idea I thought of is 'cause it inspired me from a film called 500 Days of Summer, where it's a scene of this guy called Tom, and in one half of the screen shows his expectations versus what actually goes on. And when I was watching, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do that.
I like it.
Good
Yeah,
idea, yeah.
that's good. So you've got inspiration.
Yeah.
Is this a feature-length film? Short film?
Sure. I'm gonna try and make it around maybe.
No, no, yours.
Oh.
Sorry. The
actual film's a long film. This is just a singular scene in the film, so it's an actual
okay.
It is an actual full-length film.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm probably gonna try and make it. I had this conversation with Chris actually yesterday about it, because I was asking him about it.
Yeah.
And he said to maybe roughly make about around 5 minutes long, because the original scene's about 2 odd minutes.
Yeah.
And what I think I want to do is I need to make it maybe slightly longer, but not like too long. If you know what I'm
3 to
saying.
5 minutes max
3 to 5 minutes,
for all
really.
of you, right? 3 to 5 minutes max is your general
Length.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do like side by side, like you kind of showed me,
Yeah.
or are you gonna do like the expectation first and go through all that, and then reality, or like one after the other?
I'm gonna sort of split them in half, like you said first.
So like expectation that side and reality that side.
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
Are you gonna have it like be like similar experiences on both sides, showing like the differences, or is it gonna be like different on each
It's a
side?
similar scenario, but different outcomes. If you know
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say,
okay.
like that.
You're talking about colour theory. You're going to are you going to colour grades? So we got expectations and reality on both sides. We're going to colour grade both scenes differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are you? How do I? Okay. Where are you gonna get like the different reality? Like, are you gonna research into and how are you gonna research into the different perspectives of being in a relationship and not being in a relationship?
I'm saying he doesn't know what it's like.
Yes. Yes. You are, Jared.
I already know what it's not like to be in a relationship.
Oh.
Oh, here we go.
I see what path you've gone down, but
Yeah.
I think we just.
I will probably have to do some research on what it's like to be in a relationship.
You could research.
That's a good
You could
one.
Ask
research
anyone, yeah.
online into like the benefits of having like a support system in your life, like you know, like, or that kind of support, because there is probably resources online that talk about like the different chemicals that your body releases when you're around people that you enjoy, But, yeah.
Are you gonna? Is it gonna be like? Is there gonna be like an outcome where is it just gonna be the person who's having a bad day is having a bad like that? There's nothing good going on, or is it just gonna be? Is there gonna be like an outcome like at the end that makes them feel better, or is it just guys having worst day possible, and guys having another person's having like a really good day?
Well, when I was talking about this to Chris the other day, he gave me the idea of sort of like the guy having a bad day will have a bad day until the end, and then the person having a good day till the end. So like they'll have a
So like,
Terrible.
switch roles
Yeah.
by the
yeah
end.
sort of switch roles just like by the end.
By the end,
That's
yeah.
really, no, that's really good.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, I think, and that was going to be a point I raised, is how is this going to end as a story? And I think maybe not yet, because we're still at an early stage, but when you come to almost structuring it, if you like, stop it. How does it end? You'll need to do some testing at some stage. I think having the two screens continuously on could work, and that's why you would test and get some feedback. I could almost see having these establishing shots where the two are on. So, for example, the two screens are on when their alarm goes in the morning, and as far as we're all concerned, they, in that sense, they both start on the day exactly the same, if you see what I mean. And then it may go to one of them who stubs his toe, right? And then, but the other one, then it cuts to the other one who's putting on a brand new pair of trainers. Look, I'm simplifying it and making it up, but you're telling the same story. So the one person goes up to the girl and goes, "Do you fancy going out?" No, right?
No.
Then it cuts, because we've gone through that bit, but it cuts to the other person where he's leaving a night, wherever you kids meet these days, at a nightclub in my day, arm in arm. Do you see what I mean? So instead of just two separate stories all the time, that may work, and that's where testing, but it may be, in a normal narrative, you get up, you get dressed, you go to work, you go out in the night, you ask someone to go out with you, they'll say yes in this instance, you leave together, you go to bed on your own before anyone gets any thoughts, right? Whereas you could tell those 7-8 parts, but alternating them. So gets up, stubs a toe or misses a bus or something, right? This one in work early after going to the gym. Then this one goes home and has run out of milk, so can't have tea or whatever. This one is, full, right? Do you see what I'm saying? So you've got the one. If you were just telling one person, you'd have this narrative. You're still telling the one narrative, but it keeps flipping between good, bad, and whether that flips at the end. Just something that, I don't even know if that makes sense, but I think if you're trying to watch 5 minutes potentially of split screen, don't forget, I know TikTok and stuff like that, Instagram are different, but a lot of media is consumed landscape format. I think I can't watch them both. I can't see what's happening in this guy's life and this guy's life simultaneously for 5 minutes. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so don't have it like split screen for the entire thing. So like parts and then parts of like.
Yeah, like I said, it could be establishing. So say you break up the day into morning, afternoon, and night, right? So the morning they come on and it's split screen. They both getting out of bed, and then maybe they both leaving work, but different things happen. One misses the bus, one jumps in a taxi or whatever. Then they both go to the nightclub, let's say, okay, and then they both end up back home. Right? It could be, for example, the one that gets turned down for the date, gets turned down, it is what it is, goes home to bed, has a normal sleep, wakes up the next day. The one that goes home with the date gets robbed or something. Do you know what I mean? And it's like roles reversed.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
I'd say, could you use like the color grade theory? Like you can have like side by side sometimes, but then use the different color grading as like the landscape format for like each one. Do you get me? So then people can tell the difference between the expectation and reality just by the color grading.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are
Okay.
you gonna use the same actor for both both of the
Ooh,
of
I like that.
stories,
It's almost like
so
sliding
it's
doors
like
type
the
thing.
Because
different
that's what they did.
outcomes of the situation.
This is what, literally on the list of Jake really long. This is
Yeah.
what he, from what he wants, what he's based it on 500 Days of Summer. It's the same fella going through.
Yeah, because I was wondering if you were going to use the same character and use it as the different outcomes to the him asking the girl out, or if it's going to be two different people living two different lives.
I'm being honest, I haven't really thought that far about how I'm going to have that. I might go towards have a different actor for both of them, maybe.
Okay.
But I wouldn't mind thinking about having the same actor, because as I said before, it's like your expectations versus the actual reality of things.
I was going to say, because if you're doing expectation versus reality, it might be worth using the same actor and showing the different outcomes
More
of the
personal,
situation.
direct.
Yeah, that probably may work a bit better, so I might consider doing that.
Is your story then about, like, ultimately about being in a relationship doesn't matter that much? Like, it's not something that your happiness should depend on?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
Are you think so? Instead of having the whole thing being like, as stated earlier, being one thing, what you could do is you could have like, for example, if he was the character was like walking through like a corridor or something, you can have one of the shot being the person having a bad day going through and then like opening the door and then the door closes on him and then it goes to the point of view of the person having a good day. Like, so instead of it being like a parallel right next to each other, it's like a parallel being shot in a way that makes it look as if it's continuous, but still not like, still in a way that you can easily look at it instead of having to basically watch it twice on two separate screens. So like, for example, you could have like a transition through something happening. So like, for example, someone could walk in front of the person having a bad day, and then that would transition into the shot of the guy having a good day, just walking past, type thing.
I think I get what you mean, sort of.
Would it be like a scene happening, like for both of them? So it would be like landscape screen, and then the two different.
So it would be
after that?
one shot of the person, like, it would be one shot of the same thing, but like after it, like instead of it being done in one shot with two of them, it would just be one of them, and then it cuts to the other person at some point instead of
like overlapping both of the stories.
yeah.
Yeah.
But and the
yeah,
only
yeah.
like differing thing is the colors, obviously,
Yeah.
which would like, so for example, if you had it be the one having a good day, you could have, for example, the transition idea from before of the person walking by. The person walking by could be in black and white, and then it goes to the popping colors of the guy.
I think the same as a split screen though. That also could mean problems as well, because it might be hard for people to focus and follow the storyline if they're watching things overlap. Like you have to really pay attention to like notice, oh, this isn't the same story, and actually pick up on the storyline. So I think I think it just needs a lot of research.
If you color grade it correctly, I feel like it could work. But
Yeah.
if
I think
it's like, if it looks too similar, then it could be kind of hard to differ.
executed well, like the storyline is really good.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No,
No,
that's
that's
it.
it. Well done.
Yeah.